Welcome back, YouTubers. My name is Finn, and my pronouns are he, him. This episode, we're going to be talking about sponsorship, when to do it, how to do it. I'm going to give you some simple, practical tips for finding your first sponsor. So think of it as a field guide. And if you're not totally sure whether you should get a sponsor, I've got a whole other video that breaks that down. So check out the why video if you need help with that. This one is going to be about how. Hey friends, welcome back to Al-Anon Recovery Hacks, where we break down recovery into practical everyday tools. If you're ready for more serenity and less chaos, you're in the right place. Before we dive in, just a quick note, I'm not a spokesperson for Al-Anon or any other 12-step group. Everything I share here is based on my own personal experience, strength, and hope. Take what you like and leave the rest. Here's what we're going to be covering in this episode: when to start looking, who to ask, what to say, even if you're nervous, what to do if it doesn't work out the first time, and I'll share a little bit about my own experience using a sponsor. So when is the right time to start looking? Honestly, it's as soon as you feel like you want more support than you're getting from just the meetings. That might be your second meeting, it might be your 10th or 50th. It's not science. But here's a tip: don't wait until you feel ready. Most of us don't ever feel ready. I sure didn't feel ready, but you don't need to be working step one yet. You don't need to have any kind of emotional resume. You just need to be willing. So start when you feel the need, not when you feel ready. Okay, so second part, who do you ask? I would say look around in your meetings. Who's saying things that resonate with you? Who has the kind of recovery that you want? You want to look for someone who's honest and shares from the heart, someone who has some time in the program, hopefully more than you, who feels approachable, relatable. Maybe they have experience that is similar to you. They've dealt with alcoholic parent or a spouse, whatever makes you feel like you can relate, but it doesn't have to be exact. You want to feel like they're working their program. And if you're interested in working the steps, you want to hear them talk about their steps. And last, you don't want this to be a situation where you develop romantic feelings for the person. So just make sure that this is not anybody that you could possibly be interested in. And that's usually going to be the same gender for a lot of people, but it just depends on you. So there's no hard and fast rules. You can ask anybody you want, and they can make the decision whether they would have a problem romantically as well. A sponsor doesn't need to be the wisest person in the room. They don't need you to be a forever sponsor. You just need to ask someone. And we'll talk about how to do that in a second. Let me tell you about what it was like for me to ask someone. I remember I was early in the program, maybe 3 or 4 months in, and I was drawn to someone in one of my meetings who shared with a really hopeful tone, not like fake positive, but real. Their shares were like, hey, this is the challenge I'm facing. Here are the Al Anon tools I'm using to cope with it. And they just felt really honest and kind. I was really nervous to ask anybody. Honestly, I didn't feel like I deserved any kind of help. And I was thinking, who would want to spend their time helping me? But I decided it was worth a try. I heard that this was part of the program. So I took a breath and I asked this guy if he would be my sponsor. I don't even remember exactly what I said. It was probably something really awkward, but he said, maybe I need to think about it and talk to my sponsor first. So he got back to me and later said yes to becoming a temporary sponsor. And for me, that meant he would take me through the first 3 steps. Asking was a huge relief, and knowing that it was a trial run made it feel less overwhelming. I didn't have to like lock into some kind of lifelong commitment. I just had to take this next step. And so I really can't stress this enough. Like it doesn't have to be uh, a forever commitment. This whole experience is about taking a chance to get some new perspective and new help that you haven't been open to before. And even if you're not sure about this person, just go ahead and try it. And if it's not the right fit, you ask someone else. All right, so now I want to get into like mechanics. How do we ask someone to be a sponsor? I recommend calling them in between meetings or asking them to go for a coffee or a walk after the meeting. Just see how it feels to talk with them one on one. If it feels right, go ahead, pop the question. There are some simple things you can use to get the conversation going. You could say, would you be willing to be my sponsor? Would you be open to being a temporary sponsor? Could we talk about the possibility of sponsorship and see if it's a good fit? You don't have to give a speech. You don't have to qualify. You don't give them a resume. You're not proposing a marriage. You're just asking for help. And it's okay to feel nervous. It's okay to own that. You could even say like, "Hey, I'm feeling awkward, but I'm ready for a sponsor, and I really like to connect with you because I relate to what you share." It just has to be real. Speak from the heart, and just give them a second to respond, and let your higher power take over. Now, the reaction. Let's talk about one possibility, and that would be that you get turned down. That can happen. It is not unusual and it's not personal. This person might already be sponsoring other people. They may just not have capacity. They might be in the middle of going through their own stuff and they just feel like they can't. I have not been turned down myself. I've been with the same sponsor the whole time, but I have had to say no to people who've asked me, and it's never been because I didn't like them. It's been about having bandwidth. I already had several sponsees, so I want to show up for each of my sponsees in a way that is fair. So if it happens to you, don't take it personal. Trust your higher power that this is a redirection. Keep asking, and you will find the right person. If they say yes, amazing. Now what? Okay. Usually you'd ask some follow-up questions to set expectations. So you might say, how do you like to sponsor? How often should we check in? Should I call you or text you? You want to call me? Some sponsors meet with their sponsees weekly. Some want check-ins during the week. Some people dive right into the steps, and some want to get to know you first. It's okay to ask questions, and hopefully you both can say what you want and figure out if that's going to work. Remember, like, you don't have to impress them. You just show up, be honest, be willing. I will say, like, as a sponsor, it's an honor to be asked. And it really, although it's a commitment, it really shows me that, like, oh, I have something to give. And it relieves this burden in me that I had when I first started with my sponsor because I felt like guilty. I was taking, something from him. I was getting support, and he said, really, no, there's nothing you need to do for me. What you need to do is someday give this to someone else. And so when I was asked, I finally felt like, okay, here's my opportunity to pay it forward. And it's really an honor to do that. So just from the other side of it, please don't feel like this is a burden. It is definitely a part of the program that we fully expect and look forward to doing. Getting a sponsor can feel like a big scary step. I get it. And you're not supposed to be doing this program alone. So this is part of the process of connecting with another human. It might feel weird, it might be messy, emotional. That's fine. It's part of it. There's no secret sauce for getting a sponsor. But the key is just to try. Try this week and try it, even if every bone in your body is like petrified and scared. You don't have to feel ready. You just have to be willing. So you're doing great. Keep showing up, keep reaching out. We're going to recover together. If this video helped, give it a like, share it with someone, and let me know in the comments about your experience with a sponsorship, or tell me what's holding you back. All right, well, take care and keep going back. Thanks for being here. If today's hack helped, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need it. Don't forget to subscribe for more tools for the journey. And remember, we can't change them, but we can change how we show up. See you next time.